Hi there, Sage Greenstein from Keeper, and today we're going to talk about the close page. Make sure to like this video and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all future releases. And if you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comment section below or navigate to the bottom right corner, click on the purple widget, and send us a message. Make sure to also check out the description of this video for additional links and resources. That way you can learn a little bit more on your end. Without further ado, let's get started. The close page is one of the core building blocks of Keeper and where all of your clients' work is going to live. This is where you're going to complete tasks, access and update QuickBooks for zero transactions, communicate with your client, chat with your team internally, and store client information, notes, and files. And the way that we get to the close page is simply by clicking on the name of the client right from the client list. So once I click on this client, it's going to redirect me right to the close page. Before we dive into the functionality of the close page, let's start with some general navigation. In the top left corner, we have the Home button. This will take you right back to the client list. To the right of that, we have the client dropdown. And this is going to allow you to toggle between various clients that you have connected to Keeper with ease. Instead of going back to the client list and selecting a different client to work on, you can just choose them right from here. Next, we have the Close dropdown. And this is going to show you which month-end close you're currently working on and allow you to update the status and the due date. You can also create previous closes, start new closes, and jump between different months. Now at the beginning of each new month, Keeper is going to prompt you to start the next month's close. There's going to be a big banner on the close page. It'll be hard to miss. And we highly encourage you to start the next month's close. And the reason for that is because starting a new close page is going to give you access to a fresh set of tasks and up-to-date transaction data for the 12-month period up until that closing month. As we work our way down, we're going to skip over the client communication, client uploads. We're going to get into the portal in a future video. But for now, I want us to review the rest of the page, your tasks. Keeper's close page is organized in the way that you run your month-end close. It comes pre-built with certain default tasks and sections, and it's fully customizable based on the way that you do your work. Now you can think of this page like a Ledger integrated checklist of everything that you need to do for this client. You're going to notice the page is split between two main areas as well, the non-closing and the closing tasks. So we're going to skip over the non-closing section for now because I want to start with the closing tasks, because these are the tasks that you do every single month to complete your month-end close. So we're going to open up this section, and these should look similar because they tie right back to the main client list. So any of the tasks that we complete here will update right back to our client list. Starting with the pre-close, this section is usually made up of tasks that are related to data entry. For instance, coding transactions from the bank feed, posting sales journal entries from the point of sale, or payroll journal entries. Next, we have the account reconciliation. And this section is where you're going to keep tabs on where you stand with tying out your bank and credit card accounts, plus other balance sheet or income statement accounts you may want to reconcile. This section will automatically pull in all of your clients' bank and credit card accounts, plus the balance at the end of the month and the date of the last reconciled transaction. The next three sections are for your month-end review. And Keeper has a dozen of pre-built reports to help you catch and correct errors and anomalies in your clients' files. This consists of three sections: the transaction review, the paying entity review, and the final review. This is also where you'll spot transactions that you may want to ask your clients about, like the uncategorized transactions. Lastly, once you've completed all of the tasks on this page, you should be ready to compile and deliver some month-end financials for your client, which you can do directly in Keeper. Just navigate to the top left corner of your account and select the Reporting tab. The beauty of Keeper's closing tasks is that they automatically repeat for you month over month. And you can remove the tasks that you don't find relevant and add additional client-specific tasks that you need. And it's important right off the bat when you're starting with Keeper to begin assigning due dates and assignees to each task. That way you know who's working on what and when it's due. This will also enable Keeper to help you stay organized with your task list and email notifications about what's upcoming. So let's take a look at an example. I'm going to click into the pre-close, and I'm going to navigate over to the right-hand side, and I'm going to make sure I assign this task to someone on the team. I'm also going to choose a due date, which could either be a specific date in the month or a specific business day. So in this example, I will choose the 10th, and then I can mark it off as complete. And we'll notice that it turns green with a check mark once it's complete. We can also do this in bulk. So if I take a look at the account reconciliation section and hover my mouse over to the right-hand side, we can select these three dots and I can bulk assign them to someone on the team. and I can also bulk assign the due dates. Now let's say that May 1st rolls around and Keeper prompts me to start the next close. When I do that, you're going to notice that all of the closing tasks from the month prior have not only been duplicated, but all the due dates and assignees have rolled forward, and I have a fresh list of tasks to start for the April close. So let's actually do this. I'm going to click on the drop down. I'm going to start April's close. It's going to take a second to load. And now I can see in the pre-close, the dates have carried over and they're still assigned to the appropriate person. So we're going to close out of these sections and we're going to transition to the non-closing tasks. Now we recognize that not everything you do for your clients happens on a monthly basis or is necessarily related to the month-end close. So all other tasks have their own special section at the top called the non-closing tasks. And you're welcome to create multiple different sections for these tasks or keep them all in the general section. And these can be one-off tasks or recurring, and some examples could be one-off items that need to get done, bi-weekly payroll, monthly sales tax, or even yearly reminders to request W-9s from clients. Unlike the closing tasks, which are tied down to each closing period and month, these tasks in the non-closing section remain accessible at the top, regardless of which close page you're currently on. So let's create a quick example. I'm going to click in the non-closing task section, and I'm going to add a task. And let's pretend that we are running our payroll. We can add an additional description as well as subtasks here. And on the right-hand side, we're prompted to assign it to someone on the team, choose a one-off due date, or have it repeat. So in this example, let's make it repeat on a weekly basis. We'll uptick it to being bi-weekly and have the due date be Friday. We'll have that start date be the 19th. And now when I save it, we can see that there's a task due on the 19th assigned to me that's set to repeat. If you want, you can also tag this task to payroll to make it easier to find on your task list. Once you click on the bubble on the left-hand side and mark it off as complete, it'll trigger Keeper to create the next task, which you'll find in the Due Later section. Once it's within 7 days, it'll move back into the primary Due Soon tab, and you can mark that task off as complete next time you're running payroll. Well, there you have it, my Keeper friends, the close page in a nutshell. In our next series of videos, we're going to cover in a bit more detail how to run the month-end close in Keeper, and I can't wait to see you there. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below or reach out to us using the purple widget. That's all for now, and talk to you guys soon.